Namaste and good afternoon to you all. Health is life happening well. The word health comes from the root word whole. When your body, your mind, your emotions, and your energies are in tune with each other, you feel wholesome within yourself, and that is when you are healthy. So, health is life's way. Health is not an invention or an idea. If you allow life to function fully, it will be healthy. Let us welcome the four star kids of the film Sci-Fi Reporter Be Happy, Stay Healthy to come together along with Dr. Katerina Georgen and light the traditional lamp as a symbolic gesture to this beginning. Let us seek guidance from that spark of the lamp to lead us from delusion to truth and from darkness to light. Dankeschön, Mira, Tusita, Mehek, Neil, and Frau Georgen. What does feeling healthy mean? It means to become complete and to have a sense of wholeness within ourselves. For this to happen, our body and physical energies must be vibrant, our mind must be joyful, and then our emotions must be exuberant. The Science Film Festival, largest worldwide, is a celebration of science communication, presenting outstanding international films on science, technology, and environment, impacting over 1 million visitors since 15 years. The Science Film Festival presents scientific issues accessibly and entertainingly to a broad audience and demonstrates that science can be a fun learning experience. Having explored themes like astronomy, nanotechnology, and Anthropocene earlier, in this year's Science Film Festival, we arrive at how, through better understanding, we could improve our health and ensure well-being. Here is the international trailer of Science Film Festival 2021. We welcome you all to the inauguration of Science Film Festival 2021. If we ask ourselves the question why, and if we know the answer to that why, and even understand it, then we will know the very nature of this body and of the whole universe. This is how we are connected with everything in this universe. Goethe-Institut, the Cultural Institute of Germany, connects with nations across the globe, fostering intercultural cooperation. We are indeed delighted to bring you a celebration of science through entertainment. It is with great pleasure that I introduce Dr. Katerina Georgen, the director of Goethe-Institut Chennai. Before taking up the post of director of Goethe-Institut Chennai last year, she was the advisor and referent in the Department of Development and Discourse at the Goethe-Institut Zentrale in Munich. Earlier, she was a lecturer at the Institute of Media, Culture and Theatre at the Köln University and had worked as a DAAD language assistant at the IIT Mumbai way back in 2012. Interestingly, she has her doctorate on the theme Women in Contemporary Bollywood Films. Well versed in English, French, and also Hindi, and living here in Chennai now, she is very much interested to explore the Dravidian culture. I request you, Dr. Katerina Georgen, to kindly welcome the guests and educators gathered here virtually.
Thank you, Manalini. Welcome everyone, or welcome back to all those of you who've already been part of the Science Film Festival journey before. I still remember last year's opening of the Science Film Festival. We all expressed our hope that the digital version would be an exception and we get to see each other for real next year again. That next year is now. A lot has happened though in between. And I'm rather happy to open another digital version of the film festival. Because even though I would love the Institute to be filled with young, curious minds who want to learn and explore, the truth is that the advantages of the digital format are quite evident. Last year, we were able to reach students with the digital program who could have never taken part otherwise. With the help of our great partners, we enlarged our network and made the films as well as the activities available to more students. And not just that. The second digital version of this festival gives us the chance to actually implement the learnings from last year. Because last year we were quite surprised by the digital transformation. So we had to improvise at some points. This year we knew better, which means we have an improved version of the Digital Film Festival this year. And there is a second reason, a second positive development that needs to be mentioned. This year, there are 2 films in the official selection, which somehow come from Chennai, more or less directly. The first is the film The Origin of Quarantine from the director Siddharth Muralidharan, who is originally from Chennai and is right now based in Berlin. The second film, Sci-Fi Reporters Be Happy, Stay Healthy, is even closer to us. It was conceptualized and realized by team members and their entire families. Their efforts are the reason that young students in South India can connect to the film they are seeing in a new way, since they might actually find bits and pieces that they know from their own life. This year's Science Film Festival is therefore actually more local than ever, even in the digital version. So please enjoy our digital local Science Film Festival this year.
Dankeschön, Frau Georgen, for welcoming the gathering. We always think anything subtle cannot be done large scale. No, it is not so. We are thinking so because we haven't done enough work towards it and we assume it is not possible. To create a subtle sensitivity is possible, but only when it goes into every one of us. And we must be willing to be committed for generations if we want something wonderful to happen. Health does not mean that just the medical parameters are okay, because just by having them okay, you are not going to experience health in totality. Through this edutainment, we try to empower children to orient their minds towards understanding natural health by teaching them to do the right things from the very beginning. To realize this, we have 2 enthusiastic and innovative mentors, Yoshida Menon and Praveena Nandakumar. Yoshida Menon is an independent educator who believes in making science relevant, engaging, and accessible to children while making connections to the larger picture of a sustainable planet. She is passionate about equipping students with skills to enrich their lives and adopt sustainable lifestyles in a globalized world. Praveena Nandakumar, a professional architect and glass designer, tries to find ways to reclaim, renovate, and reimagine spaces and materials. With a keen interest in renovation projects to add values to existing structures, and as an educational professional, she always strives to advocate sustainable living. Bringing in their unique strengths and passion for holistic learning, These two dedicated ladies inspire the next generation through curiosity-based workshops that focus on STEM learning and hands-on exploration. It is no wonder that they were part of the international jury for the selection of science films for 2021 and have also been trained directly by the science nomad Dr. Stuart Colhagen of Science Film Festival. The mentors will now thematically present the Science Film Festival 2021.
Good evening, everyone. I am Yoshida Menon, and I'm excited and honored to be one of the mentors for the Science Film Festival, along with Pravina Nandakumar. At the outset, we would like to thank Dr. Gorgon and the Chennai team, led by Ms. Geeta Vedaraman, for the opportunity to be a part of this event that celebrates science communication. It is the 5th consecutive year of the Science Film Festival in Chennai, and every year since its inception, the Science Film Festival team has strived to broaden the possibilities, scope, and outreach. Pravina and I started our festival journey this year by being a part of the Science Film Festival South Asian jury and then attending the International Virtual Activity Development Workshop. Both experiences were unparalleled in the scope offered for learning and professional development. As part of selecting films relevant to the South Asian context, we got the opportunity to watch over 100 international film submissions pertaining to the theme of the Science Film Festival this year. This experience gave us a unique and holistic perspective into health and well-being, what it means to us as individuals and as communities, something especially relevant in the backdrop of a global pandemic. At the Virtual Activity Development Workshop, Pravina and I were part of an international team from over 20 countries that designed activities connected to the films for the student workshops. Under the mentorship of Dr. Stuart Colhagen, a renowned science educator from Australia, we received valuable insight into translating this year's theme into hands-on activities for children from 3 different age groups. We wanted to ensure that the activities could be delivered in a virtual format, bring families together, and be engaging enough to change lifestyles for the better. We look forward to sharing the learning that we had with Dr. Stuart Colhagen with science educators across India at the workshop being held tomorrow. During this session, we will outline how to implement the Science Film Festival within classrooms, how to access the film showcase, and connected teaching resources. We will also demonstrate how the experiments and activities can be conducted with students of different age groups. Many registrations have already been received. In case there are educators here who are interested, please do register at the link shown on the screen. In addition to science educators, this year we also have young, passionate volunteers who have come forward to take the learning of the Science Film Festival to more children. Pravina and I will be working closely with them to implement the student workshops in more schools. Let's spread the message of better health through better understanding to as many young minds as we can, so that they can grow to become stronger, healthier, and more resilient individuals and in turn communities. Pravina will now give you all a detailed presentation into the films, the workshop activities, and special sessions that have been planned for Science Film Festival 2021.
Good evening. I am Pravina Nandakumar, and indeed it's a pleasure being here for this worldwide event that promotes science literacy and presents scientific issues accessibly and entertainingly to a broad audience. I will now walk you through how we plan to translate this vision into our student workshop. In the early learners category, we have 3 films that are being screened: House of Little Scientist, How Germs Spread, House of Little Scientist, Brushing Teeth, and The Gub Explorer, Experiment with Eggs, which is about simple science experiments which can keep children engaged during the pandemic time. Given that our workshops are virtual, the activities connected to these films will use simple materials that can be easily found at home or in the neighborhood supermarket. We will introduce simple science concept in a manner that suits younger children. They will also get moving with a fitness game and see how kindness can be translated into a fulfilling extended activity. Our expert resource person for the early learners is Dr. Rekha Sudarshan.
Did the tooth fairy come and take your milk tooth away? And did you bury them somewhere? You know how important the teeth are, right? I'm sure your teachers have spoken to you about that. The teeth are very, very important because it helps them chew. Chew your candies, have your ice cream, all that, right? So it's very important that you ensure that you keep your teeth strong. Yes, number one, brush your teeth. But the most important thing is ensure that you have healthy food to make your teeth stronger.
For the primary category, 4 films are being screened. Sci-fi reporter, Be Happy, Stay Healthy, looked at meaningful ways to stay positive and healthy in times of uncertainty. Ellie's Corona Lesson, Totally Mad, is an animated film that acknowledges the lack of personal space during COVID-19. What Body Is This, Chris? Fake News deals with fake news circulating on social media, leading to confusion. And Nietzsche and Health explores our health and emotions and our immune system. The activities that are connected to these films include a science demonstration, a cooking and nutrition activity, a fun physical fitness game, and an art-based activity that gives students a tool to process their emotions. Our expert resource for this age group is Dr. S. Janani.
If we really try, all of us can find ways and means of keeping ourselves occupied. So one way of doing it is to probably draw up a chart or a routine chart where you try and follow the routine that you've made for yourself every day, something that you can sit with an adult or by yourself if you're comfortable. Draw up a beautiful chart. Give yourself a sticker or something every time you're able to get through a day without any major difficulties.
For the secondary category, we have The Origin of Quarantine, Space Rocks that explores the role of music in the life of some NASA astronauts, Dandelion, the ecological footprint, and Hidden Plastics, where a researcher uncovers the presence of microplastics in some tea bags. The hands-on activities will include an experiential activity connecting music and well-being, a hands-on science activity about breathing, an art-based activity that explores colors and emotions, and a physical fitness game that brings families together. Expert viewpoint will be provided by Vishwanathan Anand, Indian chess grandmaster and former world chess champion.
I listen to music whenever I feel like it. When you want your mind to wander, you just want to relax. It's a nice way, and especially because music is associated with nice memories, probably where you heard the song or something like that. It allows you to escape from where you are.
We are sure that the words of our expert resources will inspire our young participants to lead a healthy and fulfilling life. To register for our digital student workshops and to get the film kit and other details, please register at the link shown here. We have created a showcase on Vimeo where the hands-on activities done during the workshop and other additional activities will be put up. This digital content will be available for viewing during the entire duration of the festival. In addition to the film screening and the digital workshop, there are many other exciting events that are being planned this year. Goethe-Institut Max Muller Bhavan, New Delhi, is hosting the first ever International Science Film Festival quiz for students of grade 9 to 12. The details are available on the website and on our social media pages. The benefits of engaging in creative activities for our mental and emotional well-being are known experientially and scientifically. With this in mind, the Chennai Goethe-Institut is conducting a series of expert workshops for children and families. The early learners will explore the world of storytelling conducted by Mr. V. Balakrishnan. Primary students will have an opportunity to explore the world of theatre with Mr. Krishna Kumar Balasubramanian. Secondary students can delve into their creative side with Ms. Sarah Biju and Ms. Parvati Nayak. We hope this presentation has given you a fair idea of what to expect from this year's Science Film Festival. Before we conclude, we would like to give you a sneak peek of what's in store.
Thank you, mentors, for giving us an insight into the Science Film Festival and to the theme of better health through better understanding. Maybe some of the educators who are here already have questions to ask. We request you to send them through the chat platform, and we would respond to them during the interactive segment before concluding the event. Some people are overworked and have ill health, but most people are underworked and have ill health. If you have been living in this planet 200 years ago, you will be doing 100 times more physical activity than what you're doing now. Physical health improves only by making use of the body well. The more you use it, the better it gets. It's so simple. Our body has everything to create health for itself. But what we have created is only ill health and unhealthy lifestyles. Are we not weakening and degenerating humanity? As we ponder upon this question, our chief guest for inaugurating this year's Science Film Festival is a noted dancerist, vocalist, scholar, and teacher of international acclaim who has traveled the world sharing her art with all. Yes, she is none other than Dr. Ambika Kameshwar, founder director of Rasa, a loved and respected teacher of classical dance and music. She is held in high regard as the pioneer of applying theatre arts as a tool for holistic development for people with multiple challenges. She has choreographed over 50 dance dramas and has composed music for several dance dramas and devotional albums as well. She has her doctorate on Natya Bhinaya and her postdoctoral fellowship on the application of Natya as a holistic developmental tool. Her dance and music career spans 50-odd years and teaching career over 35 years. Dr. Ambika is fortunate and blessed to have imbibed the richness of spirituality, which she expresses continually in all spheres of life. She has been honored with several awards, including the prestigious Kalaimamani Award in 2004 by the government of Tamil Nadu. We are indeed very honored to have you here, Dr. Ambika Kameshwar, for this occasion, and I request you to address the gathering of educators now.
Thank you very much for calling me to be a part of this very beautiful inauguration. Thank you to the Goethe-Institut and to Ms. Gorgon also, and Mrinalini, who has invited me here. The thought process started the moment Mrinalini called me. He said, I would like to invite you as the chief guest for the Science Film Festival, which is going to focus on health. Health, I think Mrinalini has talked about it. Frau Grogan has spoken about it. The mentors have spoken about it. They've all spoken about the importance of health and the aspects of health. And for me, of course, for the world, if you even Google, I suppose, I don't know, I suppose when you Google and you look at holistic health, you will be told about the health for body, mind, and spirit. Definitely, yes, the body needs to be healthy, kept healthy. The mind needs to be kept healthy. And the spirit, the spiritual aspect of the individual being needs to be kept healthy. I would probably add one more aspect, which could be called cultural health. It's not typical and can be, ingrained into everything, but that's something that can contribute so wonderfully to the health of the body, mind, and spirit. There is this very beautiful saying in Bhagavad Gita, Uddharet Atman Atmanam, Uddharet Atmana Atmanam, Na Atmanam Avasadayet, Atmaiva hi Atmano Bandhuhu, Atma eva Ripuratmanaha. It is suggested that the best thing would be to uplift oneself by oneself and not allow one to slip. Na Atmanam Avasadayet. And it is also beautifully put that one's best friend is oneself and one's worst enemy is oneself. So every opportunity that we are given to be our own best friend should be taken. We have to focus on good health physically. That will take us to a space where we can be mentally healthy as well. And absolutely, we need to connect to the deepest calling that comes from within to stay holistically healthy. I, by the grace of God, have had the opportunity not only to explore the arts, which contribute so much to being holistically healthy, but also to interact with the differently able, the so-called, within quotes, people with challenges. Everyone has challenges, but my interaction with individuals with special needs has taught me what is the true meaning of health, which I need to share with you. It means complete acceptance of whatever we are given at that point in time. This is the body that we have. Make the best use of it. This is the mind that we have. Make the best use of it. Connect to the deepest calling from within. And you would have served the purpose for which you have been born, for which you are serving the universe. So I find that every enterprise, every effort that is being made to create this awareness is extremely laudable. And that's why I very much wanted to be a part of this inauguration. I know the discipline and the focus with which the entire team would have worked towards making this film festival a success. The little sneak peek into the way in which the films have been chosen to be presented in this festival itself speaks volumes. How much of focused attention and a lot of love has been poured on making this event a success. And so I wish it the very, very best. And I hope it reaches many, 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 many people and empowers them, ignites in them that little spark, that little attention towards making the next moment a little better than the previous moment. And that can be done by living fully in the moment that is given to us. So heartfelt congratulations and all the very best to this entire family of the Goethe-Institut, which has made this very beautiful event become a reality. As Frau Gorgon said, second year in running as an online festival. And yes, maybe this is the plan of the great master, great God, in order that it reach many more than it could have reached had it been an offline festival. I myself had reservations about coming to the auditorium, and I was given the comfort saying it's okay to speak from home. And so here I am, very joyously a part of something that is very, very special and has made already a large difference and shall make a beautiful difference to the world. God bless you all, and thank you so much for inviting me to be here this evening.
Thank you, Ambikaji, for those inspiring and loving words that will encourage us to make changes for betterment every moment and to really bring them into action. Fortunately or unfortunately, we are all living in a corona era. Surely, there is no magic wand to escape. How do we survive then? By boosting our immune system. But this cannot happen overnight. In fact, very conscious, sensible, and responsible steps are needed. We are all safe when isolated, but the real challenge happens when we have to step out. The year 2020 was really arduous. The entire world had come to a standstill and the lockdown had altered everyone's plans. How does one stay positive in times of such uncertainty? Here is a film in which our reporter Meera meets three of her friends who found exciting things to keep themselves happy and healthy during the global pandemic. This film was made by the Chennai Science Film Festival team, directed by Pierre Verma, and has been selected by the international jury for worldwide screening this year.
In the year 2020, when the world closed its doors and stayed inside, outside, nature thrived. Without human interference, Mother Nature reclaimed what was rightfully hers. A spectacular world right at our doorstep was ready to be explored. In this episode, we're going to find out some secrets of how to stay happy and healthy. No, we're not going to give you meditation tips or diet facts. We are going to meet a few of my friends who have some wonderful stories to share about what they did last year to keep themselves bouncy and full of life. They are going to show us what hobbies kept them busy and active. The lockdown had stopped them from doing all their usual activities. So what did they do to get through this challenging time? Let's find out.
May I call upon Dr. Katarina Georgen once again to congratulate and applaud the wonderful debut performance of the four children, Meera, Tusita, Mehek, and Neil, who have acted in this film. I'm sure by now you're all curious to watch the entire film. It's available on the Science Film Festival website, and it's only 16 and so minutes long. So please do watch the film. That's Meera, our reporter from the film. That's Tusita, who is so fond of wandering and being in the nature. There's Neil, who wants to fly away with the birds. He's an avid bird watcher. And here comes Mehek, who's been inspired and fascinated spending time with her grandmother and learning wonderful cooking and listening to fascinating stories. Can I have the children again, please? Here's a question to you all, children. What was the most special experience you had acting in this film? Something that you cherish very much and would like to share with us all. Meera, you go first.
Yeah, hi everyone. So I just wanted to say that my favorite part was that I was able to do something wonderful even during the pandemic. And I was also bursting with ideas. I kept on telling the film director, why can't we take this shot from this angle? Why can't we do this? How about we do that? Until he finally said, you know what? I'm going to make you my assistant. And after that, I felt so happy. So yeah, that was one of my favorite parts. Thank you.
I don't know. Does that mean very inspired or does that mean very bad director? We need to check on that afterwards. Who also has an answer?
Who wants to go next?
Yeah, so my favorite part was showing to Sita, Mehak, Meera, and the whole film. My favorite bird watching spot near my house. I really like teaching the film director all about birds. Before the film, he didn't know much about birds at all. He knew only blackbirds and whitebirds. Now he knows so many other birds and their names. I taught him that.
Very good job. Well done. What was your favorite?
My favorite part was when I got to tell everybody about my trekking adventures and show them all the pictures. And I loved making, painting the rocks I got during while I was trekking.
Thank you. And one last word. What was your favorite part?
My favorite part was when all of us were in that beautiful forest. The weather was really nice and it was really fun together.
Isn't it really awesome that these children, just by sharing some of their experiences, bring in such a lot of positive energy and enthusiasm? Simple things that we do every day helps us immensely for a healthy life. Like, for example, eating right. Whenever you eat food any day, just be conscious of how well the food becomes a part of yourself. Sleeping well? Actually, sleep is not a requirement at all in one's life. What the body requires is rest. If you know how to rest and keep yourselves at ease, you will never fall asleep. Likewise, it is with such relentless and committed cultural partners like the Rotary Club of Madras East that we have spread widely and created a large network who have benefited by the Science Film Festival. It is, of course, with their support that we have grown to this scale. We are pleased to have Rotarian M. Srinivasa Rao, President of Rotary Club of Madras East, who has been actively involved in both membership and economic development of the Rotary Club for over 15 years. A postgraduate in economics and an MBA in marketing, he has played mercurial roles in the corporate world. An avid traveler and a sports lover, he brings in a lot of energy and vibrancy to his team, and I'm sure also to the Science Film Festival. I request him to say a few words on being a part of this Science Film Festival.
Goethe-Institut Science Festival is a much awaited event during this time of the year. All of us look forward to this event at Goethe-Institut Auditorium, this place where we're all here. But due to pandemic, this event has to be done on a virtual platform. But I guess that's how things are nowadays. And all of us have gotten used to this virtual meetings and events. In fact, we even thrive on them and have learned how to be more productive too. At RCME, we are indeed proud to be associated with the Goethe-Institut, and the theme for this year is apt: health through better understanding. Maintaining good health should be primary focus of everyone. Good health and good sense are two of the life's greatest blessings. There's nothing more important than our good health. That's our principal capital asset. RCME, Rotary Club of Madras East, is a 37-year-old institution, and we closely work with several education institutions in government and non-government across multiple avenues. We are happy and proud to partner with Goethe-Institut in this Science Film Festival, and we shall make all efforts to reach out to many schools in Tamil Nadu so that children of these schools get to experience Goethe-Institut's film on better health and understanding. Thank you for the opportunity and best wishes to all of you. Thank you.
When we forget how to live and when we do not respect what makes our lives, the earth we walk on, the air we breathe, the water we drink, the fire that gives us energy, and the sky that holds us in place, then the way they behave in us is also very different. Always take great care of the water you drink because 72% of you is this water. Water has tremendous memory and intelligence by itself. A moment of gratitude to that water which is making our life is all that we need to do. It is time we learn to bring back this culture in us. Here is someone who, by his conscious thoughts and determined actions, has brought about great changes with deep societal impact. Arun Krishnamurthy is an Indian environmental activist who has initiated the campaign of cleaning various lakes across India. With his NGO, Environmentalist Foundation of India, based in Chennai, and its thousands of volunteers, Arun has been successful in cleaning many lakes in the country. He has taken the Science Film Festival to a large audience with daily screenings for over a month last year. Let us see what Arun has to say on this Science Film Festival and its theme of health.
Vanakkam, Namaste. It's an absolute pleasure to be part of the Science Film Festival one more time. I thank the Goethe-Institut for organizing this Science Film Festival year after year. EFI, more than a partner, is a beneficiary of this program. The biggest challenge that as an environmental group we face is public awareness and sensitization. People are bored because you keep telling them that the ice caps are melting, the bears are dying, the sea levels are rising. But we need to bring this message of conservation, we need to bring this message of planet conservation, science in daily lives through innovative artistic modes. And that's exactly what the Science Film Festival is helping us do. And how has our journey been? Where every year, part of the Science Film Festival, the wonderful movies that are made from across the planet are being showcased in schools in Chennai, and we take it through social media platforms. So many unique ideas, different ideas, as simple as when we spoke about planet conservation part of Science Film Festival one year, the kind of interaction we had with students was promising. And science for better living, that's exactly what we need to focus on. What is the basis for our living in the present age, and how do we make it better? Especially when we're just inching out of a pandemic, shouldn't there be more focus on science, and science for energy, science for health, science for planet conservation? All these conversations would trigger from a platform such as the Science Film Festival. I request all those who are here to take this message and spread this across, so we get more of our schools, universities and the general public of Chennai, and more than Chennai, to actually participate in the Science Film Festival and truly make this a festival. Dussehra, Diwali, it is the season of festivals, and one of the biggest festivals in the season is the Science Film Festival organized by the Goethe-Institut, for which we are all proud partners and, as I mentioned, beneficiaries. Do help us take this Science Film Festival to a greater crowd so that the message of science in daily lives innovation in our school students is triggered at a young early age. Enjoy every piece of production, because it's not just a piece of production for commercial value, it's one for generational shift, it's one for knowledge imparting, and I think we have a bigger role in taking this to a larger crowd. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Arun, for those words of deep concern and longing for consciousness in us and in our surroundings. Modern medicine says man is psychosomatic. What happens in the mind naturally happens in the body. What happens in the body, in turn, happens in the mind. If health has to come from within, we definitely have to do some inner handling. We have to create an ideal atmosphere consciously every single day for our inner well-being, because as human beings, every one of us have the potential and is capable of living healthy and well. We as the team from Goethe-Institut Chennai, part of the Science Film Festival, would like to show simple things that we do consciously every day in a small film before I call upon Geeta Vedaraman, Program Coordinator, to deliver her vote of thanks.
Oh, Science Film Festival! Let's go check it out! Huh, better health through better understanding. I wonder what that means. Oh wow! I can't wait for the Science Film Festival to begin!
May I request Geeta Vedaraman, Program Coordinator of Goethe-Institut Chennai, to kindly deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Minnie. Good evening, distinguished guests, school principals, teachers, Rotarians, festival partners, journalists, Science Film Festival team, my colleagues, and everyone who's gathered here this evening. On behalf of Goethe-Institut Chennai, I would like to extend a heartfelt thanks to our chief guest, Dr. Ambika Kameshwar, who has kindly taken time from her schedule to grace us with her presence for this occasion. Dr. Ambika Kameshwar, thank you so much for your inspiring words. I would like to thank all the school principals, teachers, educators for your participation. We are glad to receive
such an overwhelming response from the participating schools for this event, and we can proudly say that you will set an example for other schools in Chennai and sincerely hope that this event proves to be an enriching experience for you. Moving on, I would like to thank our partners, Rotarian Srinivasa Rao, President Rotary Club of Madras East, and the team, Mr. Arun Krishnamurthy, Founder, Environmentalist Foundation of India, for your cooperation and meticulous participation in this project, as well as helping us take this event across various schools in Chennai. I extend my special thanks to Rotarian Mahesh Pattaviraman for his continuous support. Thank you, Mahesh. My sincere thanks to Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan, Power Schools, Ramakrishna Mission as partner for this festival. The core team of the Science Film Festival, who are multi-talented and have worked meticulously on making sure the festival runs smoothly, starting with their roles as jury in the selection of films for India, as participants in the International Activity Workshop, as content writers and directors in the making of intro video for this year's theme Better Health Through Better Understanding, which you just saw, as activity developers who created 19 thematic videos for the digital workshop, as communicators who will conduct educators workshop tomorrow, which will have interesting teaching strategies and demonstrations on how to communicate the message of health and well-being through effective activities that can engage students in a virtual format, as trainers to educate passionate volunteers to take this event further, as mentors who will conduct thematic digital workshop under the topic health and well-being. Last but not least, as filmmakers who made the film this year, Sci-Fi Reporter, Be Happy and Stay Healthy, who are none other than our mentors, Ms. Yoshida Menon and Praveena Nandakumar. I call here both of them and request Dr. Dorgan to felicitate them. These two mentors have multitasked and created so many activities, but how does one encapsulate all these activities without a director of audio and visual media, a person who always has his finger on the pulse? An added bonus, he's ever smiling and with his cheerful and thoughtful approach makes the impossible possible and smoothen the most difficult part. Through his immense technical expertise, he takes one from Chennai to Pisa and NASA. He has worked relentlessly in the making of the videos, which the students will enjoy in the coming months through the digital workshops. He is none other than our white and silent team member, Pia Verma, who is also the director of the film Sci-Fi Reporter, Be Happy and Stay Healthy, which was selected for screenings in 10 Asian countries. Pia Verma, please come here. I now request Rotarian Mr. Srinivas Rao to felicitate. Well, we have the content creators, film director with us. Here I need to include the other vital role, namely the marketing, one of our core team member who ensures that the festival reaches the target audience, who with the ever smiling approach reaches every nook and corner of Tamil Nadu and invites school students to participate in the digital workshop. With her expertise in networking and communicating, the festival reaches the target audience both qualitatively and quantitatively. She's also an active team member in the making of the film Sci-Fi Reporter, Be Happy, Stay Healthy. The best marketing strategy is care. And here comes our multi-talented Mridula the festival coordinator who takes this festival far and wide. Finally, yet definitely, a very passionate, proactive team member, none other than our Mahesh Pattabhiraman. A big applause for Mahesh Pattabhiraman. I extend my gratitude to Mr. Ari Karthik and Open Ivy Marketing Solutions who designed the publicity materials. Further, I would like to thank all the journalists for their cooperation throughout this festival. Here, I would like to add my sincere thanks to our director, Dr. Katrina Gorgon, and my colleagues in Chennai and New Delhi. I immensely thank Mr. Andreas Klempin, the project manager in Thailand, who is the backbone of this festival. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Prabhakar Narayanan, head of the language department, and his team's immense support in the promotion of this event. I sincerely thank once again Mr. Mahesh and Mr. Sudhakar from PowerChip Technologies for the expertise in the technical support, together with the technical team member, Mr. Balaji. The auditorium infrastructure supported is headed by Mr. Bhaskaran team, and they deserve a big applause. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my other half, my colleague in the cultural department, Ms. Mrinalini Narayan, for her enthusiastic, thought-provoking ideas and unwavering support, and for having moderated the festival so beautifully, smoothly like a melodious music. I'm completely at a loss of words. A heartfelt thank you, Miri. Here, it is also pertinent to mention that despite the current unfortunate COVID-19 situation, we have been able to launch the Science Film Festival virtually once again this year. This would most certainly be impossible without the understanding and cooperation of the participating schools. For that, lastly, I would like to say that it has been a great pleasure to be here this evening, and I once again thank you all for attending this virtual inauguration in this challenging period. Stay safe and healthy. Auf Wiedersehen.
Dankeschön, liebe Geeta, for those deep-felt words of gratitude. Do you all know the secrets of a healthy life? Here they are. Eat right to get alive. Drink consciously with care. Boost your immunity. Take a shower before you sleep. Use your body sufficiently. Learn to be at ease. Reduce sleep, but sleep well. Connect with nature consciously time and again. And when all works well, is that not health? Ultimately, we all have come to this earth to experience life, which is the most important aspect of life. This experience can be in two different ways. How profound and wonderful, or how nasty and how unpleasant. The pleasantness is the key. The pleasantness that we generate in the body, we call this as health. With pleasantness in the mind, we experience peace and joyfulness. When our emotions are pleasant, we radiate love and affection. If our total life energies become pleasant, we call it bliss. And even beyond that, it is ecstasy. This is what we as human beings are seeking all the time, pleasantness within. Wishing you all a wonderfully successful Science Film Festival and total healthfulness always. Dankeschön and auf Wiedersehen.